Hello and welcome to this video. So as we saw in the last video, the visa bulletin for the month of August showing the final cutoff numbers to apply in the DV 2023 program has been released. And so in today's video, we will be taking a closer look at those cutoff numbers to provide answers to the questions that some of you have been asking. So let's go into that. Now, to begin, let's consider the essence of those cutoff numbers. The final cutoff numbers in the diversity visa program actually establish a limit that interview scheduling will not reach to in the region concerned during the year in question. So if we should consider the DV 2023 program, beginning with the South America region, where the final cutoff number established is 3,150, it means that interview scheduling in the South America region will not get to case number 3,150 during this year's program. In the case of the Oceania region, that number is 2,500. So interview scheduling will not get to case number 2,500 or any other case higher than 2,500 from the Oceania region. In the Europe region, that number is 32,000, but there is an exception, the country Uzbekistan. So applicants that are chargeable to Uzbekistan are not governed by the 32,000. Their number is 17,000. So interview scheduling will not get to case number 17,000 for cases that are chargeable to Uzbekistan. But for applicants chargeable to all other countries from the Europe region, that number is 32,000. So interview scheduling will not get to case number 32,000 for applicants from all other countries from the Europe region. In the case of Asia, the number is 21,000, and there is one exception there as well, Iran. Interview scheduling will not get to case number 16,000 for cases from Iran. So in case you are an applicant from any other country apart from Iran and your case number is 21,000 or higher, it means that this is the end of the road for you as far as the DV 2023 program is concerned. In the case of the Africa region, limits have only been established for the exception countries. So if you are an applicant chargeable to Algeria, for example, your cutoff number is 45,000. It means that interview scheduling will not reach case number 45,000. It will not go beyond case number 45,000. For Egypt, that number is 43,200. Interview scheduling will not get to that case number. It will not go beyond that case number. And in the case of Morocco, the final exception country from the Africa region, interview scheduling will not get to case number 63,500. It will not go beyond that case number. Now, for applicants chargeable to all other countries from the Africa region, there is no limit established for your respective countries. So that is what the various cutoff numbers for the different regions and exception countries mean. Now, as you can see, those cutoff numbers have eliminated many cases from being scheduled for interview in the DV 2023 program. And that can be understood when you consider the numbers. We've discussed that at the beginning of this year's program, and in a month's time, we will have the same discussion with DV 2024 applicants. In the case of the DV 2023 program, you guys were up to 119,000 plus selected to receive 55,000 visas. So if you do your calculations, you will see that as many as more than 64,000 of those selected last year for the DV 2023 program will not receive one of those visas by the end of the program year. So these final cutoff numbers is a means used by the visa office to reduce the number of applicants that should receive one of the 55,000 visas. It is true that it is unfortunate for some of you who have been eliminated from the process, but that is how the diversity visa program works. Now, we've talked about those who have been eliminated from the DV 2023 program. Now, who are those still in the program? Those who have their case numbers below the cutoff number that has been shown for their country in case they are from an exception country, or for their region in case they are not from an exception country. So the visa office still allows the possibility for such applicants to be scheduled for interview in the DV 2023 program. But there are two very important points to consider in case you are concerned by this. And the first one is your case number being below the cutoff number that is shown for your country or for your region does not mean that at all costs you will be scheduled for interview in this year's program. Someone asked that question saying, for example, the Africa region that is current, does it mean that all applicants from the Africa region will be scheduled for interview? The answer to that is no. And I've already provided the reason why. You have many applicants for fewer visas. So at the end of the day, everyone cannot and will not receive one of those visas. The second thing is that there are other factors that come into play that will determine whether you will be scheduled for interview or not. I've listed those factors. I have explained them in a number of videos. I'm not going to go over them, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to include the link to one of those videos in the description of this one. In case you are not aware of those factors, then watch that video. I explain the details in it. Now, concerning the cutoff numbers themselves, and beginning once more in the South America region, we saw that the cutoff number for that region moved from 2,900 to 3,150. But what is even more interesting is that the final cutoff number for that region came very close to the highest case number. The highest case number from the South America region being 3,158, which is just 8 points above the final cutoff number. So at the end of the day, only 6 cases from the South America region are not current. Those cases are the only ones that interview scheduling cannot get to. Now, in the case of the Oceania region, we've already said that the good news is the leap from 1,650 to 2,500. Now, that is good news from the point of view that many case numbers from that region have become current and they now have the possibility of being scheduled for interview in this year's program. But the downside is that even with such a massive increase in the cutoff number, interview scheduling will not get to the highest case numbers from the Oceania region, which is not good news for the highest case numbers from that region. In the case of the Europe region, interview scheduling will not get to the highest case numbers as well. The final cutoff number for that region is 32,000, whereas the highest case number is 35,525. So you can see the gap there. Many cases, including the highest case numbers from the Europe region, will not be scheduled in this year's program. The situation is similar in the Asia region, where the final cutoff number is 21,000, whereas the highest case number from that region is 26,126. So all of the case numbers in the 21,000 to 26,126 range, unfortunately, will not be scheduled for interview in this year's program. And finally, to the Africa region, which has become current, but there is not much of a difference because that region was almost current with the exception of only one case, as we said in a previous video. Now, although the visa office has allowed cases from the Africa region the possibility to be scheduled in this year's program, the chances of applicants from the Africa region remain dependent on two factors that are underlined in recent videos: the performance of their embassies being one, and secondly, the time they submitted their DS-260. So the Africa region going current does not change that reality. So that is it. That was a closer look at the final cutoff numbers in the DV 2023 program. In our next video, we will consider interview scheduling at your different embassies. But for today, that is all. That brings us to the end of this video. Thanks for watching it, and see you very soon, God willing, in the next one. Goodbye.